Hi friends and family, welcome to YouPlug. Welcome to this channel that keeps you plugged in.
Yes.
Bekele beke. We are back and we hope that you guys enjoyed last week's episode. Be in tune. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
stay tuned.
Be in tune.
Some of us we stay with musicians, so be in tune as
Yeah,
well.
we want to do the vocal exercise.
for more episodes
Yeah,
and,
sure.
that are coming. We have jam-packed episodes and we're excited to be bringing you relevant and lovely content where we get to challenge existing narratives and negotiate for alternatives
Yeah, sure.
right on this channel.
Yeah.
Without further ado, my name is Mac. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath.
Yes.
I'm a child of the Most High God, blessed and highly favored, a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a nation belonging to God to declare the praises of Him who has called me out of singleness into the beautiful world of
marriage.
of marriage, yes. And as always, I am not alone.
Hi friends and family, welcome to YouPlug. And if you are here for the first time, you do not know who this guy is. Nagi opa wagara malagana. Gemnar nom sudo wagara fasa. Washa droga tagas. Gingiden gamazul gamna na tutursa. Gi gwabla capture. Mor mutul komadetsane. Buda komu. And friends, I'm always excited to be here. And if you are here for the first time and you have not subscribed, please subscribe, turn on your post notifications so that when we upload, you will be notified of the content that we are sharing. We want to appreciate the new subscribers that we have on the channel, and we want to appreciate also the returning subscribers who keep this channel going. We really appreciate that, and we appreciate all the conversations that you bring even outside this platform as you seek to help us grow this community. So continue to do that, continue to share our content and encourage other people to do the same. We will in a very short space of time, in the next coming few weeks, we will explain to you one of the most interesting event we are looking forward to, and we have been kind of telling people to say invite us, let's come to your space, space and have these live conversations, and it's finally happening, but we will share more details on that one. So
and it can happen. Invite us, talk to us. We're already booked.
Yes.
Book us before we're fully booked.
Let's come to your space. Let's come to youth group. Let's come to marriage seminars. Let's come to whatever, wherever where relationships are discussed. Mac is married now for 2 years. And it's going well, I believe.
It looks like it.
Yeah. And I've been, this year I'm turning 8 in marriage. So we come with that experience.
Combined experience is 10 years.
10 years, yes. We have 10 combined experience, but we also, we come with that. We come with the experiences of other people that we have learned, and stuff like that. So we will be happy to be hosted by you. And we'll be happy also if you volunteer to come and be part of us here. If there is a subject that you would like us to engage you on as far as relationships are concerned, especially within the Christian space. So
Usually, I just thought about it now. Usually when the weather gets to start like this, there's a topic that we usually go to. I don't know if it's intentional but there's just a topic that when the weather starts to change like this.
We always
and YouPlug has I think
they already know. They already know that we don't leave any stone unturned here. No stone is left unturned at YouPlug. We talk everything concerning Abo Mama Zala. We talk everything concerning Abo Bestie. We talk everything concerning bedroom issues. We talk everything. Money, stuff.
What do you say? What do you call it?
Masangu.
Masangu.
Yeah. that's a Shangan term for bedroom matters. So we leave no stone unturned. And
but YouPluggers must know it doesn't only happen in the bedroom.
No.
Remember, this one of the bedroom matters. No, we just call it something.
That's called matters. Those will leave them. Those who are married will decide where they should be. Are they bedroom matters or
limit it.
whatever matters. It is what it is. Mac, let's come back to today's. Yeah, I mean, today we want to kind of introduce a subject that we would like to unpack over a period of time, a very sensitive subject, for that matter, a subject of marriage and childbearing, which is a serious one for that matter, because you are, especially people within the Christian space, you are taught to abstain, and most people, they say, I naturally love children and stuff like that, but I'm not going to. I will wait until I get married, so that I can have children in marriage. You have those aspects, but also you have also the subject of our economic climate, our economic reality. In the past, people would get married very early, 20s, 18, somewhere there, early. They would get married and they will jump into childbearing, and things like that. But in our world and society today, that's not easy, because you have, if you are, let's say you complete your grade 12, you do your 3 years studies. How old are you by then? 21, 22, or even 23, depending. And then by then you need to look for a job with the unemployment rate that is currently going. It may take whatever number of years for you to be at the space where you will say, I've saved enough. And it comes with we speak of also of this expense of marriage itself, of a wedding, and expectations on that. So you find that by the time you are almost ready, you are in your late 20s or early 30s or mid 30s, somewhere there, and we have had cases and conversations of Christians who become worried as they grow older, and because as lay people, we are taught that as you are at a better space to have children when you are younger than when you are older. Therefore, you have people who decide, and I'm saying as a lay person because I'm not a professional in the subject, and that's one of the things that we will do, to have someone who will speak as a profession. But what I'm saying is, you have that challenge where people are like, I think it's just better if I can have children now, even if I'm not married, I can deal with it, so that later on, because this thing is not make sure. I'm not sure if I will end up getting married. So let me just have children now, so that when I'm married, then I don't have any pressure to have a child. So generally we are dealing with, especially when we deal with marriage and childbearing, the reality is we are dealing with the faith aspect of it. We are dealing with the biological factors to the same subject. And also we are dealing with the reality of lived experience, the experiences of people. And those are the areas that we would like to tap into as we continue to unpack this subject of marriage and childbearing. I don't know what's your immediate thoughts, Mac? What are your immediate thoughts?
Yeah, no, just jumping right into it. I think I wanna go to the previous episode where we spoke with Kuda, and just gauging the commonly asked questions, frequently asked questions in the Christian society posed to either both men and women. And one of them was that when are you getting married? We know, followed by that, or accompanied by it, is that
when are you having children?
When are you having children? Because you're getting older, and your body, like you're saying, may not be able carry that when you're older. So the question of babies for her at least, because of her convictions, saying that she wants to wait for marriage until she can start thinking about having babies.
Sure.
So here we are, oops.
Yeah.
We are in the
let's
married
start with
space.
our own experience.
Now we are married, and I think I just wanna pose it to you. You went for about 4 years in marriage and not having children. What was happening there? Was it intentional? Let me start there. Was it intentional?
I mean, it's not an easy answer to say yes or no, but I would say if it was according to us for that period of time, I would have said yes, but it doesn't depend on us completely. But I would say that's the communication me and my wife had to say we will wait. And I mean, I know exactly when I say yes or no, because if you're saying no, then you will have to take measures to prevent that from happening, which our case is quite different.
Okay.
Altogether.
All right.
Because we took those measures which could lead to the possibility of having children.
Okay. The matters.
Yes. But we felt that we were not ready at that particular point when we got married. So we made that decision to say if it's up to us, then we would rather wait. Yeah.
And then how do you, being in that married space, I'm sure you were met by questions like, is everything okay? When are you having children? Should we pray with you, Muruti, to...
I think most of these things depends on personalities. Generally, outside of this platform, people say I'm a person who's not easily approachable.
Okay.
Like, you would not generally come and have those kind of conversations with me. I don't know how true is that, but I didn't have to deal with that. Maybe people just thought, this one is a pastor, so let's just leave him alone. He knows what he's doing, or whatever the case. But I think if there was one person who was worried as time goes, was my father. And I'm just saying my father because he's not on this social platform, so
he can't defend himself.
He won't know. but yes, he's one person who was worried, and he did have that conversation with me once. But even in that, it wasn't like we have a tough conversation. It's just, I didn't see that coming.
Okay.
But he addressed it. That's when we were 3 years married.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when we were 3 years married. But I didn't take it so serious. But I didn't have to deal with so much of that. Maybe because of my personality. I don't know. And I didn't hear my wife speaking about that a lot as well. I don't know if she was dealing with it and she just thought it's not important that we even talk about it, and she just handles it. Yeah. But, yeah.
Because the reason why I'm asking and maybe appealing to your experience, like I firstly asked that, was it intentional?
Yeah.
I think maybe as much as you felt like you're not in a space to have children as yet at that time, did it guarantee you that once we're ready that it will still happen? Did you have those expectations that this is going to happen, or were there fears that you had?
Look, one can only hope. and I'm using that word hope. One can only hope that it will happen. But in our mind, we were like, okay, if there will be anything, we will deal with it when that time comes. We have chosen in that period where we have just set that time aside, we have chosen to focus on that time and not on the time after that, and in our mind we're like, we will deal with that when time comes. But let me just to fast forward to a time where we started trying, it was a, I mean, I think we dealt with, my wife and I dealt with it differently, because when we were trying, it did not happen immediately. So I there's just one thing that comes with you making that conscious decision to say, this I am trying, and this is the outcome I'm hoping for. And you keep on trying, but you see it not happening. So I have seen how in that space of time, how that weighed my wife down. I've seen how, I've just seen how, that weighed her down emotionally and in so many ways, So, though it wasn't like a very long time, but that time when we made a decision and say, we want to try, from that time, as I started to observe us and my during that time, to say, this is what we are praying and hoping for, I have seen how that has affected my wife. That's why it's a very serious challenge, and I've seen that in that space of time when we were trying and we were not conceiving.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think that was it with us. That short space, or that space where we tried and we were not conceiving. It was a emotionally draining time. I think it dawned quicker on my wife than on me. I was still okay and hoping, but I think with my wife, she took it differently. So yeah, I think that's where we found ourselves. I don't know.
Would it be would it be then the narrative that the inability to conceive usually is pinned on women? Would it be the reason why she took it as heavy compared to you? Not that you took it lightly, but I guess you were just.
I wonder what could have been. We actually didn't have that conversation, but it would have been nice to ask her that question, to learn from her experience why she felt that way during that time, and what was going on in her mind. The thing is also, that on its own becomes a very difficult subject for even for the two of you to have it. Okay. It becomes, you don't even know, what you know is we are trying, but you don't know how to talk to each other and find each other in terms of, how do you feel about this thing, how do you navigate this thing. And I think if it had continued for a longer period, I am convinced that we would have needed help to be able to navigate this conversation, because it was a difficult conversation that I didn't even know how to comfort my wife in that space where she was. We didn't have that conversation to say, what's going on with you, what are you thinking, what are your fears, and stuff like that. It's a difficult conversation, to be had. Well, for us, it was a difficult conversation, but I think if it continued long, we would definitely need someone to help facilitate this conversation, even between us.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think but it would be nice to hear from Jess what was her state of mind and what was she thinking. But I could see that it's weighing her down, and she would acknowledge that. But I didn't know how to ask many questions. You know, in terms of helping us navigate that. I was not going to be the one to help us out of that. I know that for sure. I know that we would need someone else to help us facilitate that conversation and help us to make terms with where we find ourselves at that point in time. Yeah. Yeah, let's go back there let's quickly go to the Venner household there. Let's go quickly to the Venner household there. You are married, Meg, for 2 years, right? Yeah. And for your case differs a bit from me. You were in your late 20s. There when you got married. You were in your late 20s, not even mid, like late 20s there. You know, the third floor was knocking there, and you got married at that time, and here you are 2 years later. I want to pose back to you the same question you asked me. Because I mean, a child can happen within the first year of marriage, you know.
And even before.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, you know the vibe. So you are 2 now. What was that your plan?
Yeah, look, I mean, before leading up to marriage, we had conversations about how we, you know, would like to envision our family, and what we had said and decided on was to enjoy the 2 years of marriage. And I say enjoy because 2 years has gone by and we were asking ourselves, did we really enjoy I mean, you have these grand plans of what you want to do and what you want to achieve.
Yeah, sure.
And we're like, no, we don't want, you know, another person. So, I mean, all that to say that we, you know, did some research on preventative measures, you know, the best ones, because we want to make sure that we eliminate any possibility of any human being coming forth into this plan or into this unplanned. So so before marriage, then we no, I must be specific, because if I say we took preventative measures, it can leave questions. But
I'm saying you guys were matured, man, to have those deep conversations.
No, late 20s.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. We were entering only we were turning 24 in the same year we got married. We were going to turn 24 in that year. I mean, we did what we could with the knowledge that we had. Not to say we didn't have a plan, but to say whatever. It was not as intense as yours. You guys sounds like you guys were already figured this thing out.
Yeah. So that was it for us to go on prevention.
So 2 years is finished now.
It's finished.
Yeah, 2 years is done
it's
now
finished.
To enjoy.
Yeah, no,
you feel like you have enjoyed enough. You want to extend enjoyment. What are the conversations between and I'm just, you know, you will answer if you are comfortable too. But what are the conversations now in terms of if it doesn't happen, if you do not conceive?
Yeah. We I mean, I can go into
fears or anything like that, whatever.
Yeah, no, we I can freely speak about this because my wife did share some of her journey on
Yeah.
Instagram, invited people to share in the conversation because it was a pressing issue
Yeah.
for her. So fears, yes, because we know that prevention is not necessarily 100%.
Yeah.
And that there are people who got pregnant while they were preventing.
Yeah.
So some of the questions were like, yes, we're preventing, but does it really is it prevention that has been preventing, or is it
Yeah.
the inability
Yeah,
to
yeah.
to conceive? Because so also knowing the reality that of infertility does not necessarily mean that even when we decide, like you touched on, that
Yeah.
we will have. So there have been fears because we would love to have a family. We would love to have little ones.
Yeah.
But we know that reality can present us with otherwise.
With otherwise.
Yeah.
What do you mean by reality?
The reality of infertility.
Okay.
That
I'm asking that
yeah.
because what do you mean by that? I'm asking because, like I said, there's biological factors of that. There is, and also there's a divine plan of God,
Sure.
And that's why I'm asking what when you say reality, what are you what exactly are you talking about?
Oh yeah, so one being like we touched on earlier, that once you are beyond this age or around this age, then it can be risky. So we were in our late 20s. Well, for me, it's not so much of a fear in terms of age, understanding that God can still do His thing,
Yeah.
But also in the same breath, the fact that we are Christian and leading a Christian life and living for God, it does not negate the challenges that we could face here in life.
Yeah.
There are people who love God, who have committed their lives to serving Him, who also find themselves not being able to conceive. So it's that reality of knowing that this might not be God's plan for your life.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. No. I'm just trying to. I was just asking that so that we can make sure that we are aware of all the possibilities, that even if medical science could say this, but sometimes God can say no.
Yeah.
And then I think the most difficult challenge is to how do we deal with God's no? Because we know that we can deal with the enemy's no. We can deal with the enemy's no by consulting God and praying against all possible stumbling blocks. That's that. But then you have God's plan itself that we will not be able to move, and that's the
Sure.
Sometimes the reality. That's the faith aspect of things, because different faith commitments deal with the issue of and with the challenge of infertility differently. And you have this one that you are part of, which is our Christian faith, and we have been feeling comfortable as the body of Christ, as Christians, to say when Jesus say yes, nobody can say no. But I feel like we are yet to grasp the reality that when Jesus say no, nobody can say yes.
Sure.
The opposite of that is also true, and you have to constantly battle with with Jesus' no.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
And somebody might listen to this conversation and hear us say this and say that we lack faith.
Yeah.
When we talk about our fears, that no, just have faith, that it's possible, that anything is everything,
you
and
lack
anything
faith.
is
And I
possible
think
with God.
that statement is part of some of the statements that have hurt people in
Yeah.
in the past and hurt them completely, because
Sure.
you never know the people's struggles and what they have been trying to do. Talk about prayer and fasting.
Yeah.
Talk about the IVFs and
Sure.
and all of those things, and everything possible.
Yeah.
Doing all of those things, and I feel like it's a very uninformed response when you accuse someone to lack faith, which
Yeah.
is what generally within the body of Christ are dealing with. That we are doing away with the reality of this subject by sometimes accusing people of lacking faith.
Yeah.
Our faith does not change God's divine plan. It helps us to acquaint ourselves with His will.
Sure.
Our faith, well, let me say, our faith should help us to acquaint ourselves with God's will, so that we know, because God knows better than all of us do. He knows greater, better than what we do, and our faith does not necessarily persuade, twist the arm of God. Starving yourself to death and stuff does not necessarily twist the arm of God. And I'm not saying we should not trust God for that. I'm saying we should be open to God's response. Most of the times when we ask for God, we already have a response. And I'm saying it with all the sensitivity, because this is a big subject. This is not like a subject that you just pick there and entertain, because you have lived experience. You have people who have been hurt because people have been prophesied upon their lives and say all this stuff,
Sure.
and those things are not happening.
Your hopes are raised,
Yes.
and if God has said it,
Yeah.
I mean, he's if everything is said in the name of God, those prophecies,
Yeah.
who is He, to lie?
Yeah.
And you have your hopes up, and the time that was prophesied elapses, and nothing
is happening.
nothing happens.
Yeah.
And, just relating it, we touched on it on church the other day when we looked at John 9, where a man born blind, the Jews asked Jesus, what was the
fault?
cause of this man? Was it his sin
Or the sin of
the parents? And he says neither.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because sometimes God's no in our lives may lead us to asking ourselves a question.
Yeah.
What did I do, or what did my parents
do,
or what is not right, and we try to
or
fix
in our
it.
timing, who is bewitching me? Who is doing what
Why
to
is the
me? Why is
universe
this thing
not
happening?
aligning?
Yeah. You are dealing with
And then our pursuit then is to align
Yes.
the universe so that things can go this way.
Our
Our pursuit then is to fix and make sacrifices so that we can so that we can fix what was wrong, so that things can go our way. So which then to Jesus then responds that it's neither, so that God's glory be revealed. And I think that's the space that we're in.
Yeah.
That if we do try, whatever the outcome is for God's glory.
Yeah, sure.
Be it and we want to do away with this mentality that kids bring joy. It's, so much burden on a child.
Yeah, sure.
That they should bring joy when in a space that is
when you're already not in a joyful space yourself. Yeah.
So whatever his plan is, whatever that he has in store for us, that we know that we are content with him. That we, as much as we do anticipate it does not happen, doesn't mean that we'll be depressed.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it lightly, like it's something that you just brush over like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's as you said, a very sensitive matter, but our anchor is on God.
Yeah, sure. And I mean, we don't want to leave it on faith alone, because we want everyone to be informed. We have the faith aspect of this conversation. We have the biological aspect of this conversation, and we do have a lived experience, which is very important as well. As far as this subject is concerned, and we want to bring all of that together here so that we can be more informed, so that we can know better. And when we know better, we can avoid certain conversations or amplify certain conversations, so that we'll not live in our ignorance. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think when talking about the the biological aspect of it, now of late, my wife and I have just been looking into um, some of the reasons, and this is not to give a diagnosis of
Yeah.
individuals
Yeah.
specifically now, but they have been traced to the things that we eat and our habits that compromise our body and all of that. So these are things that we can help, not us, but we can hopefully get somebody who can come and give guidance, so that these are things that we can avoid,
Yeah.
in putting our body in a compromising state.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So yeah, I'm looking forward
I'm
to
I'm
that.
looking forward to that as well. And I think the other subject that we need to unpack is the issue of the divine plan, God's divine plan for marriage.
Mm,
You know,
sure.
does it have to result in conception,
Okay.
on or what? We need to dig deep into that aspect, because you might find that some people just want to get married, not just want to get married, because they want to have children in marriage. So I think that that's also one aspect of the conversation we have to attend to, and we'll bring our first guest to come and help us navigate. As we have said, that we have the faith aspect of the subject, we have the biological aspect of the subject, but we also want to sit with people who have experience, and what has been their experience as they have been navigating infertility. Some people did not conceive to date. Some people conceived after so many years, and we want to learn from those experiences. Some people are praying and trusting God for a child and stuff. And I don't want you pluggers to hear us saying this is not an important subject. We are saying this is a very important subject. That's why we are entertaining it, and we need to find a way to navigate it as a faith community, in a way that is honoring to God, who is the founder of this institution of marriage, because that's where we draw strength, and that's where we get our our wisdom, and all of those things. We will consult everyone who is well informed on this subject, so that you pluggers will be better informed on the subject. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm genuinely looking forward to this conversation. It will unfold over a period of time, and I hope that it gets the necessary traction that it needs, especially within the Christian community, the faith community, because Christians are not immune to this conversation, to this subject. So if you want to suggest other people, or if you are here, you are sitting there listening to this conversation, and you feel like you have a contribution to make, whether from lived experience or from a professional experience, we do welcome those conversations, and we will really appreciate that. And I'm sure the community will really appreciate that. Yeah.
yeah, that's it from me.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, same
And
here.
yeah, stay tuned, YouTubers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from the two of us, remain
Remain
connected,
plugged.
remain plugged.
Ciao.
Ciao.